I'm in Chemnitz in eastern Germany, which I'm researching because it's the new capital of culture for Europe in 2025, which is lovely. But my goodness, Peter, after we spoke yesterday, I had a bit of a rocky journey. I was at Stansted and I've managed to fly out. I was about an hour late, but honestly, talking to lots of people yesterday, I was really...
You did
really
very well just to be delayed an hour, certainly.
Yeah, we had over 100 cancellations on British Airways yesterday. Can you believe we've got 130 today? So
why is it more today, Simon? Because you might think they would have caught up or would get those flights going, but presumably knock-on effects. Just talk us through this.
Well, it's a combination of things. Okay, so I'm counting 130 flights. It may increase. That's British Airways alone in and out of London Heathrow. It includes multiple flights to places like Amsterdam. Unfortunately, it includes, for your point of view, 2 flights to and from George Best Belfast City in Northern Ireland, and many other domestic and international flights. About 20,000 passengers will be affected, and it's one of those things which I presume is a result of the weather conditions expected at Heathrow, and they've basically been told we've got to drop the flow rate, the number of arrivals and departures. This is already the busiest 2-runway airport in the world, Gatwick being the busiest single runway airport in the world, and well, BA being the biggest airline there always takes the biggest hit, but the other airlines such as Lufthansa of Germany, such as Air France, KLM, Aer Lingus will also be making cancellations. But really, really awful for an awful lot of people. And I've been talking to a couple of travellers, one of them due to fly back today, actually from Stuttgart in Germany. Now, if you didn't happen to need to be back in time, then BA's offer of a flight in 2 days' time is absolutely fine. They've got to put you up in a hotel and give you meals and so on, and you can take in a Christmas market or 2 while you're here. But in fact, of course, BA has to pay for you to travel back on any other airline that has seats available. That's what they will be doing, but they'll then have to claim the money back. Incredibly expensive, of course, for British Airways cancelling all these flights. And for Heathrow, which was saying we're going to have the busiest December on record, well, that's looking less likely. If you're cancelling more than 100 flights a day, then that's dropping your passenger count down really quite significantly. So if you are travelling today, and like me, you're only an hour late, it was very exciting taking off from Stansted last night. I was talking to a dispatcher who said, this is the worst day I've had in 2 years. We've had diversions in from Belfast. We've had problems here with air traffic controllers saying it's too windy to take off. But they managed to get us away. So, yeah, if you only get an hour or 2 delay on the planes, then you're doing well. On the trains, goodness me, it's one of these things where you thought yesterday is going to be the worst possible day. Of course it is. We had red and orange weather warnings, but somehow the railway is managing to deliver a shocking service today, mostly due to falling trees. So, bizarrely, there was a tree that fell on Thursday night on the main line between Wakefield and Leeds. Now, this, as you will know, is the main line that runs from London via Wakefield to Leeds. That damaged the overhead power. They do not think that they will be able properly to fix it until tonight because the weather's so awful at the moment. So there's actually going to be a pretty lousy service there. On the West Coast main line, we've got a landslip between Tamworth and Nuneaton, which is causing problems. Between Stafford and Wolverhampton, there's a fallen tree. And again, it's one of these things, wherever you're going, hope for the best, but be prepared for delays and disruption. Worth saying that Great Western Railways, who I was reporting about yesterday, they're having a bit of a difficult day today. Yes, there's some storm damage they've got to sort out, but more to the point, train crew, if you're working for some parts of Great Western, you don't have to work on Sundays if you don't want to. And frankly, it's getting close to Christmas. We all rather spend time with the family rather than doing overtime. So they just haven't got enough people to run the service. And well, this is one of the things that, of course, the new Transport Secretary, Heidi Alexander, will have to tackle if the railways are going to get back to anything like a decent condition, as well as building resilience to what seems to be increasing storm disruption.